Welcome back to AK27. In today's video, we're going behind the scenes of Donald Trump's 2020 re-election campaign. Despite the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic and widespread protests, Trump's campaign was one of the most contentious and polarized in modern U.S. history. Let's take a closer look at the key strategies and events that shaped his bid for a second term. Trump's re-election campaign kicked off with a rally in Orlando, Florida, in June 2019. The event was full of Trump flair, boasting about his first term and rallying his base with America First policies. The campaign focused on energizing Trump's core supporters, from white working-class voters to conservative evangelicals, and attacking his Democratic opponents as radical socialists. The onset of the COVID-19 pandemic in early 2020 changed the election landscape. Trump initially downplayed the virus and resisted national lockdowns, making the pandemic a central issue. His administration's handling was widely criticized, and his approval ratings took a hit. His campaign emphasized economic policies and blamed China for the virus. As the pandemic continued, the Trump campaign adjusted its approach. Massive rallies were replaced with smaller, socially distanced events and virtual outreach. Trump's social media presence, especially on Twitter, kept his base engaged. His tweets set the political agenda, attacked opponents, and bypassed traditional media. The campaign launched an aggressive online fundraising operation, raising millions through grassroots donations. Summer 2020 brought the Black Lives Matter protests to the forefront of American politics, following George Floyd's killing by police. Trump's response was harsh and divisive. He called protesters thugs and threatened military deployment. His law and order message aimed at suburban voters sparked backlash for being inflammatory and racially insensitive. The Republican National Convention in August 2020 was pivotal for Trump's campaign, with law and order front and center. Held at the White House, it featured dramatic speeches by his family and allies. The focus was on contrasting Democratic-run cities' chaos with Trump's promise of peace and stability. In the final weeks leading up to the election, Trump focused on key battleground states like Florida, Pennsylvania, and Michigan, where his campaign made heavy use of rallies and targeted messaging. The presidential debates were another flashpoint, with Trump and Joe Biden clashing in a fiery first debate that was widely criticized for its chaos. Despite this, Trump continued to frame Biden as a candidate who would stifle the economy and embrace socialist policies. Trump's 2020 campaign was defined by chaos, conflict, and controversy, but it also reflected his political style, combative, unorthodox, and laser-focused on his base. While the campaign ultimately ended in defeat, its impact on American politics is still felt today. What do you think? Let us know your thoughts in the comments and be sure to subscribe for more in-depth political content. Thanks for watching AK27.